Hello, everyone. I'm Rania Lambu. There is a technical issue with our moderator, but I think we can start. There is also here another panelist, Debra. So I think we are ready to start. I would like to welcome you all to our Facebook Live show. Today our topic is how to optimize our diet and exercise regimen to promote better mental health. It's a live show organized by Global Youth Mental Health Awareness, Incorporated in Australia. And I think that we will have a very constructive discussion. It's a very interesting topic and very important for everyone. Warm greetings from Greece. First of all, I'm Rania Lampu. I'm a global educator. I'm a STEM instructor. I'm a neuroeducation researcher, youth mentor, international speaker and author. Currently, I'm working at the Greek Ministry of Education, at the Directorate of Educational Technology and Innovation, and also at the Greek Astronomy Space Company. And would like to thank Professor Judo for his kind invitation to join this live show. I'm sure that this will be very interesting for all. First, we should consider why mental health is important, because according to all research statistics, mental health is a very crucial issue, especially for teenagers, because during and after the COVID pandemic, teenagers and adults suffer from serious mental health disorders such as anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress, and many, many other health issues that needed to be handled. And I know that it's very difficult to say this, but we need to all together to cooperate, educators, teachers, parents, local communities, because here in Jinja, we adopt a community-based approach. So we try to embrace all aspects and explore all aspects of well-being and mental health, because mental health is a part of well-being, in order to help young people to cope with these serious issues. So today, our topic is, as I said before, how to optimize our diet and exercise. What will be actually the best diet for mental health? This is a good question. Remember something, that our physical health is closely connected to our mental health. Whatever we eat can have a major impact on our brain. Neuroscientists say so. Whatever we eat can has a major impact on our brain and also on our overall mood. So in order to understand how what we eat affects our mental health, it's important to understand what we call the gut-brain connection. Gut and brain are deeply connected from the beginning of your development with a complex, what we call a neurotransmitter or chemical messaging system between the two. So usually nutrition that helps promote the production of neurotransmitters, it's something that can reduce inflammation, can support the microbiome, which is located in the gut. And this is something that can keep the gut lining intact and strong. And of course, can support the brain. And on the other hand, nutrition that are poor and evoke inflammation have the opposite effect. So we could say that the dietary changes that avoid inflammation are optimal for gut and brain health. Diets that support the microbiome and anti-inflammatory have been shown to support improved mental health according to all research. And these diets are usually very high in a variety of what we call plant-based foods, many of which are fermented and therefore probiotic or prebiotic because they feed the microbiome. So what I would suggest, I am from Europe, and here we have what we call Mediterranean diet. Especially this is suggested for heart issues. The Mediterranean diet is a healthy eating plan. It's plant-based and integrates traditional flavors and cooking methods of local regions. So we would see that it's a way of eating which is based on traditional cuisines, for instance, of Greece, of Italy, and other countries that border the Mediterranean Sea. This diet suggests plant-based foods such as whole grains, vegetables, legumes, fruits, nuts, seeds, herbs, and spices. All these are important ingredients of the diet. Olive oil is the main source of added fat, and also we could say that in this, according to Mediterranean diet, fish, seafood, dairy, and poultry are included in moderation. Red meat and sweets are eaten only occasionally. And very important that healthy fats should be recommended instead of unhealthy ones. So olive oil, for instance, is the primary source of added fat in the Mediterranean diet. Olive oil provides monounsaturated fat, which lowers total cholesterol and low-density lipoprotein, or what we call bad. Now, apart from this, there is another diet which is called dietary approaches DAS diet. This stands for dietary approaches to stop hypertension. And this diet is a health eating plan designed to help treat or prevent high blood pressure, or what we call hypertension. This includes foods that are rich in potassium, in calcium, and magnesium. These nutrients help control blood pressure. The diet limits foods that are high in sodium, saturated fat, and added sugars. And studies also have shown that this diet can lower blood pressure as 2 weeks, for 2 weeks, and also it can also lower low-density lipoprotein cholesterol levels in the blood. So when we follow this diet, it's important to choose foods that are rich in potassium, calcium, magnesium, that are low in saturated fat and low in sodium. So when we talk about this, when this diet, we focus on how we can reduce sodium, how to use sodium-free spices, flavorings, not to add salt when we cook rice, how to choose plain fresh, how to read the food labels, etc. This is a second diet that I suggest if someone wants to improve his or her mental health. And the third one is what we call autoimmune protocol diet. This protocol is an elimination diet aimed at reducing inflammation. And the goal is, of course, to decrease the symptoms, to balance the thyroid, and decrease the need for medications. There are several foods eliminated in this, including gluten, grains, nuts, seeds, legumes, etc. These are the three types of diets that I suggest. Now, one could pose this question: why exercise is important for mental health? There is research that shows that actually there is a link between fitness, depression, and anxiety. There are why? Because according to neuroscience, there are several neurotransmitters in the brain that people with depression and anxiety are commonly deficient in. And several studies have shown how physical fitness can promote and regulate them. For instance, there are endorphins in our brain. Endorphins in the brain are related to increased positive moods and an increase in a person's overall sense of well-being. Studies show that exercise increases the release of endorphins. Serotonin is another neurotransmitter is released during exercise and is critical in treating most depression and anxiety disorders because serotonin helps elevate and regulate mood, among other things. Dopamine is also known as what we call the feel-good neurotransmitter. It is also released during physical exercise, and dopamine levels in individuals with depression are low, so the increased release from exercise is very beneficial in boosting mood. And we have also another neurotransmitter, which is called the gamma aminobutyric acid, which is increased through exercise, that is active also in mood and emotional regulation, stress reduction, and an ability to think, we could say, clearly. So people who exercise regularly obviously have better mental health and emotional well-being and lower rates of mental illness. So exercise is important for people with mental illness. It boosts mood, concentration, and alertness, but also improves our cardiovascular and overall physical health. So exercise can help our physical health by increasing fitness, by increasing energy, increase the levels of energy and building strength. People who exercise often report less anxiety. And why? Because it may help improve feelings of mild depression and help counter stress. Now, we talk about how regular exercise can help us increase energy levels, but at the same time, it can help us sleep better. And good sleep usually helps us manage our mood. So exercise can improve our sense of control, coping ability, and self-esteem. People who exercise regularly often report how good achieving a goal makes them feel. And exercise can, of course, distract us from negative thoughts and provide opportunities to try new experiences. At the same time, it can help us reduce the muscle tension. That means that we can feel more relaxed. And also it can be an outlet for our frustrations because it's something that relaxes, that it's a stress release actually. And improves, as I said before, self-esteem and self-confidence. But the most important, I think, is that it offers an opportunity to socialize and get social support if we exercise with others. Of course, remember that exercise, when we talk about physical exercise, which is related to mental health, exercise here doesn't have to be strenuous. It doesn't have to be structured or take a long time to have benefits. Any exercise is better than none. So get this positive impact on our mood, so we don't have to do heavy exercise. It's better to stay within our comfort zone and slowly increase our activity levels. We can be creative at the same time. We might try some mild exercises while we watch TV. We can take, for instance, a 14-minute walk during our lunch break or plan a family outing during an activity we all enjoy. There are actually in many countries, there are sedentary, what we call guidelines for physical activity. And you can also consult all these guidelines according to your country. So we talked about how regular exercise can help better sleep, can sharpen our thinking, can improve our energy levels, can reduce the risk of physical health issues, can mood our booster, and can help improve our self-esteem and confidence. Relieve anxiety, and very important, the role of memory, because this helps to enhance our memory. We can keep our brains sharp by keeping our hearts pumping and staying active. Why? Because there is a region in our brain which is called the hippocampus. Hippocampus is a part of the brain responsible for memory and learning, which actually grows during regular physical activity. So as we age, exercise also changes the brain to protect our memory and thinking skills. Studies have found that, for instance, aerobic resistance or strength training and mind-body exercise can promote cognitive brain health in older adults, including improvements in processing speed and function. So all these are important. At least a half an hour of moderate, I think, intensity physical activity for people. It would be interesting. It would be enough if we want to improve our mental health. So, what we can do, of course, to be physical active. Being active is not only great for our physical health and fitness. It's help us connect with other people. If it's possible, we can take time each day to be with our family, to arrange a day out with our friends, to visit friends, be volunteer, very important, to serve as volunteer at local schools or local community group. It can help us learn new skills because research shows that learning new skills can also improve our mental well-being by boosting our self-esteem, by helping us to build a sense of purpose. So in this way, we can find out about eating a healthy, balanced diet, try to learning to cook something new, how we try to take new responsibilities at work, how we can try to try a new hobbies that challenge us, such as taking up a new sport, for instance, or learning to paint, etc. All these are ways that can help us to make the most out of a normal mental health day. And of course, let's not forget the role of technology and the role of our mobile phones, which are usually an integral part of our everyday life, and we must admit this. In any way, we can also talk about mindfulness. It's how to pay attention to the present moment. Paying more attention to the present moment can improve our mental well-being. And this includes our thoughts and our feelings, our body, and the world around us. Mindfulness, it's something, it's a huge topic. We can organize a webinar about this because it's closely related with mental health. Mindfulness can help us enjoy life more and understand ourselves better. It can positively change the way we feel about life and how we approach challenges. Usually there are some common mistakes that people do when they try diets and exercises in order to improve their mental health. But in general, when they start diets, there are some common mistakes that we can highlight today. It's important, first of all, to set yourself realistic goals on what you're trying to achieve. Such as, for instance, if you want to lose weight, or to get fitter, or to increase muscle mass, or a combination of these. Knowing what your goal is, it's something that will define what is in your workout and how it's structured. And in this way, you know that many people, they end up quitting because they lose interest, they lose motivation, they get injured, or they don't see results as quickly as they hope. So first of all, you need to be realistic. Secondly, you need to not to work above or below your abilities, what we call overtraining. We need to measure your strength to know where both your upper and lower limits are. More exercise does not necessarily provide better results because the body requires adequate rest from exercise in order to build and repair lymphatic tears that have occurred in the muscles post-exercise. And remember that studies highlight that overtraining has certain symptoms such as tiredness, depression, irritability, restlessness, insomnia, etc. Another common mistakes that people usually do when they try diets is that they only count calories. I mean that many diet programs unfortunately focus on what we call the surface evaluation of foods, how many calories, grams of carbs, protein, etc. food has. But instead of counting all these calories, we can take a look for instance, at the composition of the foods we eat. If they're fresh, if they're whole foods, if they are unprocessed. This is very important. Calories, it's not our goal or focus when we start a diet only. Another important issue to highlight is that usually we ignore protein. I mean, when we try out a diet, we don't take sufficient protein. If we follow a strict workout plan without incorporating an adequate amount of protein, this can prove detrimental to our efforts because exercising breaks down our muscle fibers and protein helps in the building and repair of muscle mass. Why? Because protein is the building block of our body and helps in the growth and repair of our cells. And remember that also protein increases metabolism by about, they say, 20 to 30%. So one of the most common workout mistakes is that we don't get enough protein and nutrition in our diet. Together with a healthy diet, supplements, so we can boost the nutrients in our diet to ensure that we're getting enough protein to grow and repair muscle. Because good nutrition is a key, always, to a healthy lifestyle and achieving your workout goals. Nutrients this way can help break down food and provide us with the energy that we need. Apart from this, remember the role of breathing. And another mistake is the improper breathing. Most people are unaware of their breathing techniques and take this action for granted. It is estimated that around 30 to 50% of adults breathe through their mouths. And human beings are naturally designed to breathe from their nose from birth, which is more beneficial than mouth breathing because it filters out dust and allergens, it boosts our oxygen uptake and humidifies the air that we breathe in. Breathing sessions are also very important. Skipping meals, I forgot to say this because in an effort to keep calorie counts to a minimum, many times we skip a meal or two. But missing meals, it's something that can slow down our metabolism. This could have a detrimental effect. We should try to stick to a normal meal time and eat before we're completely hungry. We should never feel hungry when we're doing a diet. Well-timed meals are a mainstay for a healthy diet, but it's also okay for those who are doing a long-term diet. The lack of sleep is another mistake that we are doing. Sleep is very, very important because it is required for muscle recovery and growth and for repair and build the muscles, as I said before. It is also important for brain function. So it's something that it's very important during our diet. Remember also our warm-ups and cool-downs. A common mistake is this, that while we work out, warming up before exercise and cool down after the exercise are not appropriate, are not sufficient. And another thing that we can say is that we should not repeat the same exercises all over and over again. It's important to target for a variety of different exercises that focus on different muscle groups each day of the week. And this will maximize our results This could prevent muscle tiredness, can enhance muscle building, and keep our body fat low. And of course, hydration, forgot to say this, not drinking enough water throughout the day can take a toll on our health and on energy levels and our workouts. So the great thing about exercise, I could say, mental health is that we don't need to spend hours training in the gym or running marathons to reap the benefits of physical activity. We can go out for a walk, we can do a little bit of exercise. It's better than nothing. Of course, there are some barriers. There are people who feel exhausted or they feel overwhelmed because of our hectic pace of life. People who are not confident enough. But even in these cases, we can get started by small things, by small goals. We can set achievable goals. We can try to exercise when we know that we have energy. When also we find something that that attracts us, because any movement is a good movement. So we can find what enjoys us, and we can stick to this, so that we are most likely to want to do something we love rather than something that feels like a battle. So another case, we could say that it's how to celebrate small victories. And if someone asks us about what are the resources concerning exercise and diets about mental health, there are a variety of types of mental health apps which are designed to address specific needs, and this includes meditation. For instance, there are many mental health apps which focus on mindfulness techniques, such as ground exercises or guided meditation. There are other apps which focus on addiction, that can help us track our progress and celebrate our progress. There are talk therapies that help us. There are therapy apps that can help cope with anxiety and depression. And we know already that many people use mental health apps to help with sleep issues, such as nightmares or insomnia. Technology, so it's an important part that we can suggest, we can recommend as a resource here. Another category of resources that we can recommend is how we can do we can consult classes online. There are classes for cardio, for weight training, for yoga, for Pilates. And these classes offer flexibility to exercise in your own time, in your own space, at your own pace, and at the same time, you can be instructed by a professional. Apart from this, we can also read about running and aerobic exercises to help get us moving and improve our fitness. We can read about strength and flexibility exercise to increase this muscle strength. And in general, we don't have to spend hours in a gym. It's better to find activities to enjoy, make them part of our lives. So I think that we have covered a lot of aspects of our topic today. Of course, this has many more parameters that will need to be explored in another webinar. We will have also another panelist that will analyze and will describe us and recommend us another techniques, strategies, and other types of diets. I recommend it here for Mediterranean diet from my place, my location. In I guess in other countries, in other continents, there are other types of diets. And remember that mental health is an integral part of our life. It's crucial. And our body and our minds need to be respected, need to be left from us. We should do anything in order to keep our health and our mental health and our body in fitness. So thank you very much. Thank you, Jimha, for this great opportunity you gave me to share my thoughts. And see you soon in another Facebook Live show. Thank you very much for your attention.